Kenya.
Hi.
Kenya is going to be joining us for the Festival of Books and Creativity at the end of June in Novi, Michigan. She's
Yeah.
going to be one of 56 authors.
Wow.
Yes. And we've got about 300 titles. That number keeps changing, so I'm going with about.
Okay.
So, how many book titles do you have? And tell us about those.
So altogether, I have 9 or 10 by the event. I'll have 10, but I think I'm only going to bring maybe 3. We'll
Okay.
see. I'm just going to bring my top 3.
Okay. Now tell us about those top 3.
So because I am a horror and thriller author,
Ooh.
I'm going to bring some horror and some thrillers. I will bring my top this is my favorite book that I've written, and this is Sick Love and Kisses. This is my proof, but this is my proof with the new cover. There we go. This is an updated cover. It has a different
Okay.
cover. This was released last year in February. So this is a collection of 12 short horror stories,
Ooh.
and this is my favorite. And the tagline for this is "What's more terrifying than love?" What
Mm.
I like about this is because in the horror industry, it's very popular for people to write books where women are, it's like, let's see how much torture we can put on this woman. That's
Yes, that
all the
I
time.
have.
That's so tired and played out. So I like to write horror where women are the monsters. You know,
Oh.
women are the creatures, women are
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
the horror. So in these 12 stories, everyone features a woman as a main character, and the woman is bringing the horror. She is the
Ooh.
monster, she is the fighter, she is the one that's bringing the pain.
You have flipped the script.
Exactly. We need more of that. So this is Sick XOXO, which is Sick Love and Kisses. So I will be bringing this one. Another one I'm going to bring is called Progeny. And this is the
Ooh.
cover. And yes, that is a mouse coming out of his eyes.
Wow.
This is a fantastic cover by Christina Osborne. Now, this I'm self-published, but this book was I had a deal with TruBorn Press to put
Mhm.
this book out. And Christina Osborne is the owner of TruBorn Press, and she's also the cover designer. She did a
Wow.
fantastic job on this.
That is an awesome
This is
cover.
amazing. Yes, I love this. So this is about a little boy who is adopted by a nice little family, and of course he brings nothing but trouble in his wake. So it's kind of like The Orphan, but it
Okay.
features a young black boy, and you don't
Oh,
see enough of that in horror. When
okay.
I was writing the story, I searched, like, you see, we've got Orphan, we've got, The Omen, which is Damien. We've got so many stories with children, but you hardly ever see any with young black boys who are.
Hmm.
I asked around, no one could think of any. So I said,
Hmm.
why not? So I'm going to do it. So that's what Progeny is.
Exactly.
Why not?
Once again, bringing something that isn't
Yeah.
already out there and overdone.
Yes. So I will bring that one. And my last release is Anything for Angel, and this is actually part of a series
Hmm.
a part of a series. This is book 4,
Okay.
series with 4 other authors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's 5 of us all together, including me, and it's based on dating apps. So it's dating app
Ooh.
horrors. Yes, and the other authors are Artavia Grant, Tony LaRue, Tanisha Stewart, and Kira James. Mine is book 4 in that series. Now, the
Okay.
books are all individual stories, they tell their own story.
Okay.
Each book is around the dating app.
Mm.
So it starts, when people go on a dating app and what happens when they meet someone, and these are thrillers, they're not horror, they're thrillers.
Okay.
And just the craziness that happens when they meet someone on a dating app.
Yeah. There is some craziness, and you could even fit true crime into that and
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
take
So,
your play from true crime because there's some craziness out there.
yes, a lot of people can relate to that story.
That is awesome. What got you writing horror?
I have just always enjoyed it. And, there's really no reason. I mean, I guess it's just like anyone that enjoys reading romance
Mhm.
or nonfiction, or fantasy. It's just what I read when I was young.
Mhm.
And, I enjoyed it. And it's like, oh, I want to read more of that. So I always gravitated toward the darker stories.
So, with gravitating towards the darker stories, what is coming down the line for you next? More horror, or do you think you'll venture into any other genre?
Probably not. Probably more horror. What I have planned for the rest of the year, yes, everything is horror, horror, horror.
So, how many books do you see coming out this year from you?
So here's the funny thing. I have several books. I took kind of a break during the pandemic. So I have several books that are already written, or they're like, 80 to 90% written. They just
Mhm.
need to be cleaned up. I decided this year that I want to get those out so that I can move
Okay.
forward with new stories. So I have books that I'm publishing this year, but they are not like new books that I just wrote. I've been
Okay.
holding on to them for some time, and I want to get them out because I have new things that I want to write. So I have a monthly newsletter, and I talked about that last month, or actually this month. When you
Mhm.
see me putting out these books, I'm just trying to get them off my plate because I keep looking at them. They're not going anywhere. And the stories are aging. I'm getting disconnected from the story because they've been sitting for so long. So I
Mhm.
want to try to put out these next 3 to 4 books that have been written for years. And then I can move on to my newer books.
So, how long have you been writing?
I've been writing for many, many years, but I've been self published for a little over 10 years.
Okay. So, definitely pre-pandemic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that you took a break during the pandemic because so many people, that's when they started publishing.
Yes. I mean, I was stuck at home. I should have, but yeah, I was busy doing so many other. Well, for one thing, I became a grandmother during the pandemic.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
became a grandmother 3 to 4 times during
Mm,
the pandemic. So I was
wow.
kind of busy taking care of babies while my kids were going to work, and I got all the babies because daycares were closed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little bit busy, and
Y-
then once I started getting back into it, I looked at all of the stuff that I needed to do, and I'm still trying to play catch up with that.
Okay. So you were able to babysit all the babies. So is writing your full-time job, or do you
Uh,
have something else that is your full-time
yeah,
job?
so at the time of the pandemic, I was working for a company. I was already working from home. I've been working
Oh.
remotely since 2012, so this was
Oh,
not new
okay.
to me. I was, yeah, I was at home when the pandemic happened, and of course, everyone's like, "Well, you're already at home, so here's a baby."
You already know how to do this. You got this. Here, we'll
Yeah,
add this
yeah.
to your plate.
And luckily my company was really good about that. They allowed us that space. They were not like forcing us to work. We would just sit in Zooms and chit chat, and they know people were really helping out. People were
Mhm.
watching the neighbors' kids, and it was such a community at that time.
Yeah.
Well, I was able to do that. But once that was over, like 2021, 2022, I was like, okay, no more kids at the house if they aren't yours. You got to get back to work.
So what type of work do you do remotely then?
I'm actually a training developer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing that for many years. So yeah, I've been remote doing that. And actually now I'm a full-time writer because that same company that I just praised so much, they offshored their training department last year.
Oh.
So now I am a full-time writer. But I'm not mad at them. I mean, they're a great company. They gave us separation packages and everything, so it wasn't just like kicked out the door. But yes,
Okay.
I am full time now, which is giving me time to get all these books out before I go back to work.
So you're on the hunt for a full-time job then?
Yes, I do want to go back to work because it's been 9 months now. That went by really fast.
Mm,
But I've been making the best of it. It's like I feel like this time has been really a blessing because I could
mhm.
not have done this any other way. I've been able to put out, I think I put out 3 books
Okay.
over the last 9 months, and I've got another one that I'm working on putting out. So yeah, I could not have done that working full time.
Yeah, that can be a little bit stressful.
Yes.
Um, and then you'll have to figure out how to put out books and work full time.
Yes, that's very difficult. So I'd like to get them all ready to go and then just put them out on a schedule while I'm working. Because then you got to do the promo,
Mhm.
all of the posting on all the different social media platforms. Like it's
Yeah.
really a lot.
It is really a lot of work, and I don't think a lot of people realize all the work that goes into it, especially when you're self-published,
Yes.
because you've gotta get all the things. You've gotta get your cover designer, you've gotta get your editor, and then you gotta find one that you like.
Yes.
Um, and then you've got all of all of the marketing is
Mhm.
100% on you, and
Yes,
it's a lot of work.
it
It is.
is. It is. And then posting to all the different platforms, there's different times that you have to post in order to get the most, momentum from your posts. You can't
Mhm,
just, say, "Oh, I'm just going to post this." And each one has a different time range when it's best to post.
mhm.
So it's so much. It really is too much. I don't know how I'm going to go back to work. I really don't, but I got to figure it out.
Well, maybe in the meantime, you're gonna get really rich on books so you don't have to go back.
That's the dream.
So what do you like to do in your spare time, if there is spare time?
So I'm also a crafter.
Oh.
And yeah, and that takes up a lot of time as well.
Mhm.
I went full time with that last year. And I like to make a lot of my own merchandise that goes with my books.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I have at my website, I have a shop and I have things there for sale. So if I'm not working on a book, then I'm creating things to go in my shop.
What kind of things can we expect you to be bringing with you to the event?
Probably, well, it depends on how much space I'm going to have on my table, but I'm thinking things to go along with each book. So things like magnets,
Mhm.
keychains, stickers. I'll try to maybe fit some tumblers on the table.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I like to make stuff that support the book.
Well, the nice thing is that everybody gets a 10 by 10 space.
Okay.
So you have your own tent, you have your own space. The only caveat is if you're actually sharing with somebody,
Mm,
which I
okay.
don't know if you're sharing with someone off the top of my head.
Okay.
Um, but you would have requested that I didn't go through and assign any of
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So you've got all that space to yourself. So you got 10 by 10 space to be able to bring whatever you can fit in there
Oh,
and
that's
however you
awesome.
organize that.
I'll bring some t-shirts. So that sounds great.
And I am so looking forward to this June. I hope that we have some wonderfully warm, dry weather because
Yes.
books do not like rain.
Yes.
So we need dry weather. Don't want it too windy so that all the books stay on the table.
I've done some windy events and it was awful.
I've done that. I really don't want to do windy events.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
But we're going to be in the middle of 12 Mile Crossing at Fountain Walk. So,
Okay,
right by all kinds of really cool restaurants.
that's nice.
So, I'm looking forward to that too because steps away from good food is always a good thing.
Yes, that makes the event so much better. Oh my gosh. Even if you
We
don't sell anything, you just enjoy your time there.
Well, we want everybody to sell,
Yeah,
sell, sell. So
yeah.
that we definitely want. But yes, having good food there, there's Ford's Garage, there's Buffalo Wild Wings, there's the Hub Stadium, which has amazingly good food.
Okay.
I've been there for various events. So not only do they have different activities in there, they've got curling, which
Oh,
is
wow.
upstairs.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm like, seriously? They've got some kind of game with a football that you throw at bowling pins,
Hmm.
and they've got axe throwing.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That
And then
sounds
there's another place right by us that's going to have another place that has axe throwing. I believe there's an ice cream place. There is, let me cheat and look at my map. There is Beerhead Bar and Eatery, Saigon Pho, and then there's a Korean place, and then there's Meat Moot, which is Mediterranean.
oh goodness.
So I mean, we've got the gamut, and then it's a little bit further, but still on property is Buddy's Pizza.
Okay. You got me there.
So I mean, you've got all the things, and I think there's a
Mhm.
bubble tea place too.
Okay. And I don't think I've ever been there. I grew up here and I don't think I've ever been there. It was probably something else when I grew up, you know.
I don't know how old the venue is.
Okay.
I know it was out there as long as I had been going out that way,
Mhm.
so less than 9 years,
Okay.
but that's only the time period that I was paying attention to it, so
Mhm.
I really don't know
Okay. Well, it sounds
when
wonderful.
they built it. I
Great.
know 12 Oaks Mall, which is across Novi Road from it, because
Uh-huh.
it's right there at the Novi Road 96 exit.
Okay.
So if you're headed, let me see, westbound, get my directions straight here.
Okay.
Westbound, when you get off at Novi Road, you actually go straight across and it'll take you in the back end of this.
Oh, wow. I might go
So,
check it out before June.
yeah. So I mean it's just so many neat things and we're already on their calendar.
Nice.
So, I loved it when she said, "Hey, let me put you on the calendar." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, yeah. People can get excited about it.
So, yeah, so we've got so much going on that and with 56 authors, I mean, people are going to need to bring their wagons
Mhm.
because we've got 300 book titles approximately and about 46 genres are
Wow.
represented.
That's amazing. I'm excited.
So this is a variety. This isn't we only niche down to one type of genre. We have a nice wide net.
Mhm.
So people need to come on out. And we've got more than
Absolutely.
just books. You're going to have tumblers and magnets and
Yes.
all that stuff. We've got 4 book centric vendors that are going to be there. So, you know, a lot for everybody. I'm
That's
so
great.
excited.
That's great. I had to start promoting it.
And we get to meet you in person,
Yes.
live and in person, not over the internet.
Yes, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try my hardest not to get sick before the event
Yes,
with
no
my luck.
sickness in June. No sickness in June. We are speaking it out there. There's no
Yes,
sickness for any of our authors or vendors in the month of June.
absolutely.
Well, this has been great talking with you, and
Thank
I will
you.
see you in June.
Thank you. This was fun for me too. I'm glad we finally got to do it.
Yes, it's been fun. Thanks.
Take care.